McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles as part of a Minecraft movie meal with your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
There's no purpose in teaching anybody who don't really want to learn, who really don't want to get to it. Everybody want to play entrepreneur. They don't want the sacrifice that come with this shit.
Late nights, early mornings.
You're going to lose friends, lose girlfriends, family going to call you crazy, not going to believe in you, then you make it, and then everybody going to be like, I'm proud of you, let me get some money.
What I've realized that wealthy people understand, and people in general, is the small concepts that you can apply to get wealthy. You don't gotta be super smart and gotta know all the intricacies of real estate or taxes or e-commerce or whatever, trucking, whatever it is.
It's good if you wanna be rich in that business, but you don't need to know that.
You don't need to know everything. You just need to know small, basic concepts. And one of the smallest basic concepts that anybody can understand is get money, buy income. Get money, buy more money.
I woke up feeling wealthy today. My bank account might not agree, but hey, that shit on the way. Me and my niggas laying brick on top of brick till we straight. If you the type that play the victim, you can't come in my space. You know this game ain't for the weak, it's hard to carry this weight. I keep my balance through the ups and downs, I'm never gonna break. You feel the purpose in my spirit when you look in my face. Cause this ain't a second I can waste, I'm putting food on plate.
What's saying with it, wealthy people? It is your guy, David Bellard, one of the founders of the Black Wealth Renaissance. I'm here with my brother from another. You already know who it is. What's good with you, Killer Clap?
What's good with it, my brother? Chilling, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. You already know. It's a lovely Easter Sunday, man. You know, we podding. It's the resurrection day. I'm feeling revived. It's been a little minute since we was podding, so you know, I'm excited, man.
Amen. Man, I'm excited too, dog. I'm happy to have our guest today. She came all the way in from Virginia by way of New York.
Man, I would have thought the whole time I thought this woman was from New York, bro.
She's from New York.
Continue to think that. I want everybody to think that. I'm fine with that. Fine with it.
No, but same as you. I'm excited about this one. We had the opportunity. Well, we got connected through Nicky. Nicky Curry, shout out to Nicky.
Shout out.
Whenever we went out there to Black Diamond Weekend in Norfolk, Virginia, shout out to Blair and Bashiri. Awesome weekend, awesome event. But we didn't have the actual opportunity to connect. We
we were in and out.
Digitally, right? We were both in and out. But whenever we were there, we talked about this and it was like, man, I think Nicky told me, she's like, yo, she want to be on the podcast. I'm like, what? Let's do it, man. Let's make this happen because I see the value that she adds day in and day out to help people create digital wealth.
Yeah, because once I started looking into it, I was like, oh, damn, she was helping them. I was like, oh, yeah, she the truth.
Yeah. So without further ado, y'all, we're going to get into introducing the guest on today's episode. She is the go-to person when it comes to content creation, education, helping people build brands that connect with people and are profitable, right? We have none other than the Nicky Saunders. How you doing today?
What's poppin'? How are you?
I'm amazing.
Good. How you doing?
Thank you so much for joining us.
Come on, you invite, I'm here.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
The pull-up was official.
Absolutely.
Well, look, let's get into it. So, for those people who don't know, of you or who you are, can you just give us a brief 5-minute intro?
Real quick. Kid from Queens, right? Was in the Navy for about 9 years. And was kind of lost afterwards to where I was trying to figure things out of what to do. And then I saw this screaming man on YouTube continue to yell at me. And so when I started to binge watch his content, I got into his community, started to add value.
The
screaming man is E.T. the hip hop preacher.
I was like, it's only
my
screaming.
Yeah, my bad. I was getting there. Eric Thomas, Dr. Eric Thomas. So I joined his community, ended up going to all his events, and they were like, you know what? After probably 2 to 3 years of serving, hey, you want to run our social media? Sure, why not? I'm addicted to it. Let's go. So grew his social media from 300K to now 2.2 million followers. help people like Inky Johnson or your Leisure, some of your favorite influencers, Erica Ford, like, and my whole thing now is just to help regular people get their ideas and turn it visual so it can impact the world. So that's my whole thing.
Love it.
That's good.
And I love that your journey started with you leading with serving.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another part of it. We just discussed that on our previous episode, right? Oftentimes we want the instant result. We think that like, oh, I'm just going to start something and then I build this business, everything starts. But you started off within someone else's organization.
Yeah.
Just adding value.
Yeah.
And before you started doing that social media, were you in the social media world?
Nah. So mind you, like I said, I was in IT. So people think, oh, so you were in tech, so it's all social. No, it has nothing to do with it, right?
Not connecting at all.
Nothing at all, right? But while I was at this bank job after the Navy, I always was big on creating content, meaning like just taking the voice and matching it with something visual that made sense. Because I don't know if y'all used to watch music videos when y'all were younger. It used to make sense.
106 in Park,
right.
live.
I still love music videos.
Listen, they used to make sense, and then all of a sudden they became like these movies that, like, you hear the song and then you see some weird stuff, and it's like, I don't know what this is, but this is amazing.
Music videos do that to me. Travis Scott every
Travis
time.
Scott's music
I'm
videos
like,
make
bro,
zero sense.
Zero
No
sense.
sense.
Right. So my whole thing was like, okay, how do I make videos that make sense again? Right. So I was starting to take E's voice and put it into like different sports stuff, different action stuff, just so it
you
can.
were behind all of that shit.
The mastermind. You just heard her say 300K to 2 million.
Yeah. Well, so I started doing that. It caught their attention doing that, and really moving in a way of like, how do I serve the people through content? Like, I'm not before I was like, I'm 5'2", not like I was quiet back then. Like, you're not really going to hear me, but you could possibly hear me through the content. Right? I can impact more people than me necessarily saying, hey, this is what I do. I can possibly impact more people by what I create. So that was my whole thing with, videos and content, and doing it with E and doing it for other people, and then now teaching it for other people.
So what was some of your first dabbling with it? Like, what inspired you to create your first pieces of content?
The same thing, music videos. Like, I miss the when words and videos made sense. And when I was looking at social media, there wasn't necessarily anything that kind of like gave me that same feeling, and not necessarily from like an entertainment standpoint with music, but just that kind of made sense. It just seemed like the same old thing. So I was just like, yo, let me put my spin on this, let me put my spin on that.
Instead of it just being a picture that's motivational,
right,
taking that, turning it into a video form, making it more of an experience.
Right. So that's kind of like how I was dabbling into it. And then later on, I just realized, once you understand like the brand, right, and the mission, you find out what the audience really wants. And so when it came with E, they just wanted the bars. They wanted to run through a wall. They wanted a quick 30-second joint. So it didn't even have to be extravagant. Don't give the fluff. Give straight to the point content.
That's such a good piece.
And then it skyrocketed once we just got to the point. Not like, yo, and granted, he has an amazing story, homeless, all that stuff. But it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm not caring about your story. Like, when I first jump on social media, I don't care your past. I care about what value you can give me right now.
Come on.
So I'm going to create the content that adds the value, and then later on you could watch some long form content to get to know me more. So that's kind of like how I formulate things of like, let's add value first, and then get them in our ecosystem for them to learn about other stuff later on.
That's so good. And that's something that I learned earlier in our social media journey. It was like, whenever we first started doing video content, a lot of people, they were like, hey, yo, what's good? This your boy. Listen, guys, I don't know you yet. I don't know none of that. Like you said, cut to the... Right. Let's go straight to the value.
Right.
What are you saying in the first 3 seconds that's going to get my attention, so that we can then start building that relationship? It's like levels to it, right? You can't I'm not your boy yet.
Right.
I'm not.
Like you have to, like I have to give you value at least 7 times for you to even take me serious. Like you're gonna see it, right? Like as far as my own personal brand, you're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, okay, she gave out a cool tool, right? You're gonna see it again. All right, let me save this.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.
Giving out that gas too. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have used a few of them tools.
That's a fact. But we'll get into that. But then you're gonna keep seeing it and you're gonna be, all right, let me try it. Because I keep seeing it over and over. Let me try it. And then you realize it actually works. Oh no, I'm hooked. So if you leave with that, if you continuously see me over and over again and then you try it, what do you think? I'm gonna watch everything now. I'm gonna actually do what you need. Oh, you actually came out with an event, a book. I'm gonna buy it now because you've done so much for me. I want that feeling when I work with people. Like, you've done so much for me. It doesn't matter what you drop. It doesn't even matter the pay. Like, I'm going to be a part of it because you've led with service and value first. I don't feel being sold to. Like, shout out to the people who literally just go on social media to sell. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't know the art of selling without selling, you're doing it all the way wrong.
Let's talk about that.
We gotta get into the art of selling without selling. We can't just leave it at that.
Let's talk about it. So think about it like this, right? If I was to talk about shout out to Justin Phillips. He does this amazing, right? Where he teaches about starting a clothing brand, right? So he'll be like, here is the supplier. Secret. Yeah, here's the supplier of Drake's OVO clothing brand, right? And he says, go here, go there. And if you
Justin
want more.
Phillips, that's the guy who the black colleges.
Yes.
He go crazy.
No, he goes crazy, but there is a way of selling without selling, because at the end, then he's like, if you want to know more, yo, go to my free class. You go to the free class, yo, you've already given me value here. Now you give me this free value over here. If you're saying there's more, I'm paying, right? So he doesn't have to lead with, hey, I have this webinar, it's going to be $7.99, whatever, right? He goes, I'm going to give you this for free. I'm going to give you this for free. And then I'm probably going to sign you up for a course, to then a mentorship, and then you're hooked. You spend so many hours on my page. You spend so many hours on my webinar. Boom. It doesn't matter after that. So if you can lead where they completely trust you, that you are, there's no doubt in the mind that you are actually going to take them to the next level, whether it's in motivation, education, entertainment. If you take them to the next level just in a free standpoint, what can you do in a paid standpoint? What can you do with your events? What can you do with your book? What could you do? I'm paying it. So that's why it's always important from a content standpoint to always consistently give that out, because you're building the trust of people to then for them to be like, oh, I got to pay you back somehow, some way. There's people, even probably from your audience, that doesn't even know if they need this at this moment. I'm gonna buy it right now. I'll eventually need it later. That's kind of the loyalty that you are trying to create, that fear of missing out, because you've done so much that it's like, oh, okay, I got it. Oh, they dropped merch, cool. Okay, they dropped this, I'm done, because of the body of work that you have within just your social media pages. So there's an art of selling without selling, and that's always by leading with service.
I love it. And this is such an important conversation right now, because like in this time we're seeing a shift in consumer behavior. The creator economy is a real thing. Like at first it used to be a joke, influencers going around doing all these vlogs, whatever. Oh, you got YouTube money, that's it. Now this is a whole sector.
If you ask
industry
kids what they would like to do whenever they grow up now, it has become a TikToker, YouTuber, some type of form of content creator.
And it's projected that this industry, I think like in the next 10 years, be $100 billion industry.
I believe that.
So I'm looking at it like what you're teaching right now is a perfect time to get this information to people, because the everyday creator, now it's almost like there's equity in it, right? Social media kind of broke the gatekeeping on the ability to market onto the masses. Yep. Now you can create your own economy within this by doing what you were just educating on, right? Building a brand and selling with service. Like, so I just wanted to like talk about that part of it, right? With the outlook for this industry now, what do you say, like, if somebody that just getting started out, how would they take their first step into getting into this?
First, come up with a consistent schedule that you can do. Now, consistency doesn't necessarily mean like every single day. It means what you can commit to your audience. So there's people that like will commit to about like once a week, right? But they say at this day, at this time, I'm dropping, right? So their audience gets accustomed to it, right? Whether you do 3 times, some people can do every single day. When you're starting, figure out what is your consistency schedule. After that, worry about getting the momentum of just creating, right? Because what we're going to be thinking is we're going to be overthinking, yo, is this going to be good enough? Is this all right? You know, do I have the right captions? Is it going to write 3 seconds?
This is going to be a hit.
Right.
That's the worst.
But think about it. Likes. Those pieces of content that you overthink for 2 hours, they're always an L. The one that you like,
just threw together,
whatever.
Shitty.
Here, you know.
Y'all gonna get
thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Everybody's like, yo, this impacted me. This was hilarious. This motivated me. You're like, I really didn't put no effort into this. You didn't even pay attention to the one I spent 4 hours. I actually paid videographer to shoot this, all that. So get in the momentum of creating and stop overthinking. But then the third thing is going to be, how do we create that community? Because the community is what is the heart of your brand, right? And it's going to help when you get to that monetization standpoint, because it could go from, all right, I started creating content, let me do a live, right? And in the live, depending on what platform that you're on, you get tips. If you're on Instagram, you get badges. If you're on Facebook, you get stars. If you're on YouTube, you do super chat, right? And super stickers. So now I have to cultivate an audience for them to be like, yep, I'm tipping. Let me start from that simple standpoint. Or even if you don't have those features, Cash App, PayPal, Vimeo, like, this is how I can monetize off top, right? Then I'm gonna get into a point where now I'm creating content that's more of a series wise, whether it is a YouTube channel, whether it's a podcast and things like that. So I can think about sponsorships. I can think about AdSense. I can think about even leveraging my own brand and my own products and putting it in there, right? So now I'm getting different streams of revenue just from my series. Then later down the road, if I get that community and I put them in one central location, I could charge for that, right? So now I have a membership situation. Some people do it from a Patreon standpoint. Other people do it from like a Mighty Networks, a Circle SO, a Kajabi, right? Discord. Like, you now are starting to monetize where people would love to be in a central location, right? Then you're thinking about events. Then you're thinking about merch. Then you're thinking about partnerships, right? These are all the different things to where down the line we look at a Mr. Beast where, you know what? I feel like opening up a burger spot, Mr. Beast Burger, and my community is going to come out and support it because they've done it for so long. Nope, now we're going to do more merch. Now we're going to go here, right? The opportunities for creators is endless because it starts with content, but it can really grow to be a whole business empire. And when we think about people like a Mr. Beast, where it started just from a YouTube channel to where now he's having multiple businesses, he has multiple partnerships, and he's made over millions of dollars, you got to look at it as like, it really started with content. It really, really started with content. And so it is possible. Are we monetizing it in all different ways and not leaving any coins on the table? So
that's good. So with the content, right, when people start to create, how do you know I'm able to work with this type of content, or, you know, we might need a shift if you're not seeing a good reaction from like the community or your target audience?
So I always pretty much give it like a 90-day kind of time frame to like really gauge it. The way that social media is not, you can't really gauge it from a week. You can't really gauge it because the way that the algorithm hits. I don't know if the algorithm suppressed my content that day. I don't know if I did it on the right time.
That's a fact, because there's been multiple times where you can share the same piece of content. One time it does terrible, the next time it takes off.
Yeah. They're doing that right now with YouTube Shorts, where you post it one time, it'll get like 19 views. You post it a few hours later, it'll get like 2 million for some reason. That's just how it is. So to gauge it really, I'll say a 90 days and be realistic with your numbers, because we get in that.
What up? This is Torre, host of the Hard to Earn podcast. And if you're a fan of music reviews, then be sure to check out and subscribe to Hard to Earn, where my partner Bonsu Thompson and I review your favorite new albums and classic albums on pivotal anniversaries. 10, 15, 20, etc. We review track by track, rating from 1 to that elusive perfect 10. It's brought to you exclusively by the Revolt Podcast Network, anchored in hip-hop, powered by creators.
I'm comparing my numbers to their numbers, but am I comparing my day 15 to their 15? Or am I comparing my day 15 to their year 10? Right? So we have to realistically know what numbers am I needing to say this works. Because honestly, we go, it only got 10 likes, it only got 50 views, it didn't work. These are 10 likes from people you don't know. These are 50 views from people you don't know, right? And we think it's an L, but we're putting out, if it's 0 likes, then okay, then that's something. But if you got somebody, a complete stranger, and you don't even know where they're watching it from, because if you go into
with this though,
if you go into your analytics, you'll realize that you're actually a global brand. Like, you'll realize, like, people in UK is looking at your stuff. Australia is looking at your stuff. We're thinking so local that we're not realizing the content that we're putting out is actually impacting. But because we're not saying, they're not liking it and they're not commenting it, it's not working. Nope. We have to consistently put it out, look at the numbers, understand our average numbers. Like, what is my average likes? What is my average plays? What is my average comments, shares, saves, all that. Then, what was my most viral moment? And viral doesn't mean 1 million views and that whole nine. Viral means what was the biggest moment of my brand. Biggest moment of my brand. And then, how can we make a new average? I know my average, I know my viral. How can I raise it up another 2%, another 3%, another, like, what is my process? What is my milestones? But we go,
it's not working.
It's not working. It's a dub. It's like, what are you basing it off of? Are you basing off their numbers? Are you basing off your numbers? So I know my average stuff. I know what went viral. I don't think instantly because I went viral on this particular one, I got 1 million plays off of this one, now all my stuff is going to be 1 million. I'm gonna be depressed. Looking at my number and say, right. I'm going off of, okay, you know what? I get normally 12 to 15K. If it raises to 20, the viral moment worked. Cool. But if it didn't, as long as it doesn't go below it, I know it's still working. If you're below average, then you got to look at it and be like, okay, maybe I got to make a shift. I don't care if your average is 20. Maybe you have to make a shift if it's below 20. But understand the numbers, understand what we're looking at. No, don't be discouraged about what your beginning is, what your middle is, because it's not your end.
That's so good.
I think that's really, really impactful, because when I see content creators, sometimes I feel like they're chasing for what that viral moment, like you're saying, that millions, and you'll see them pivot from what they originally started doing, and they start doing a lot of bullshit, and you'll see them, just get lost in like the shuffle. So what would your advice be to creators who are trying to make sure that they're not getting lost in the noise on social media? Because there's a lot of noise.
So I could go deep with this one, because we have to understand first why are we on social media, right? So it normally goes off of, do we know who we are? If we don't know who we are as a person and as a brand of what we're producing, we should not be on social media. Because we're going to get influenced on, now I'm doing all these dances, I have no idea what I'm doing, right? I'm doing all these different trends, but because of the numbers, they're working. But as an identity, who are you? Right? Who are you and why are you on social media? Who are you serving? Right? Who is your audience? What is the problem that you are solving from a motivational, entertainment, and educational standpoint? Who are you serving and what problem do you solve? Once you understand that, then it is a matter of tuning out things, getting inspiration. There's nothing wrong with inspiration. I like this particular way they did this. I like this. But how do I put my own spin? Because we are all uniquely made. None of us is made as a copy. So meaning our brands aren't made as a copy. But we get so influenced that we start becoming copies. And we're like, yo, this is what's working. No, you're not allowing what you were meant to do to work. So yeah, you could get easily influenced by numbers and by what other people are doing, but you have to, that's why I say, understand who you are and what your brand is. And then solely focus on, how do I stay in this lane that was only solely meant for me, and this audience that was solely meant for me to speak to, and not get in the whole, I got to talk to millions of people. No, your audience is going to make sure you speak to those millions of people if you speak to them correctly. Ooh. But your stuff isn't working because you haven't even spoken to your audience correctly. So if you only having, let's say you go live and you only have 5 people on, and you've been doing this for months and months, and it's like, yo, I only have 5 people. You're only ready for 5 people, right? You are only ready to 5 people. There's still something, whether it is you knowing who you are, whether it's your back end systems, whether it's how you deliver certain things, that you're not ready for 6. You need to learn how to serve 5. And once you do that, they're going to make sure you spread it out to 6, 7, 10, 15 more people. But the audience that you have right now, you're ready for them right now. And you have to understand how to serve them in order to grow.
I just love this perspective on it right here.
That's good.
Because it's so many times we just get lost in those vanity metrics. We want to be number one in the likes and all this other stuff. It's like, no. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. Yeah. And like, I was thinking of an example as you were talking about this. Our guy Andre Haynes, friend of the show, if y'all don't know him, NACA guy, right? Yep. He got the house with NACA. For his brand, he was doing kind of the same thing, right? You're trying to talk about 5 different things, but everybody knows you for this one thing.
This one thing,
Everybody wants to come to you for this information. This is where you're making the most impact. He made a pivot within his brand and skyrocketed from there. Right. It's like, whenever to prove what you're saying, there's like, when you go from like giving out value and it's working, because the trends work. You can have the strategy, throw the music behind your reels, it'll help grow, and but whenever you're truly giving that value, people are going to share for you. You're going to get those evangelists. And like, it was beautiful to see him. I think he's like 3x the social media following in less than a year, just with that. So major shout out to our guy Andre Haynes.
Shout out to Andre.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. All of us as brands are going to do several things. We're humans. Yeah. So we are actually gifted at multiple things. So we're going to be like, okay, if I'm talking about the entrepreneurship style, maybe I'm going to talk about my business, but then I'm doing stocks, I'm doing Toro, I'm doing all maybe I should talk about all of these things because this is who I am, right? So we're going to go through that phase because we don't necessarily like being boxed in, right? And when I look at niches, I don't necessarily look at it as pick one thing and be boxed into only that. I look at it as pick one thing that you could build trust in. Once you build trust, then you can tell them about everything else that you want to talk about within your community. But you have to build that trust first with that one thing that you are super passionate about, that comes super easy to you, because you know you can do that on a consistent basis. And then, yo, I do stocks over here. Bet. Teach me, because I trust you here. You're not going to lead me astray on all these other things. You may not know it in an expert level, but I trust you on your journey. So for anybody that is really trying to figure out and have kind of brand confusion, because I believe there's like 3 stages, right? It's like you have brand confusion, right? So you don't know why you're on social media. You don't know your audience. You're still trying to figure it out. So when you go on your page, you have brand confusion, right?
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place. That means, you need to sit back real quick. Why am I here? Who do I serve? What is my mission? That whole 9. Then you got 2, which is you're in the self-doubt situation, meaning you're posting a few times, right? You're the first one, you're not consistent at all. The second one, you're getting the hang of it. You're not all the way consistent, but you have self-doubt. Like, you don't think that this content's going to be good, or this product is going to be great, and this service is going to be great. You're still comparing and things like that. So you'll get a few followers, but because you don't truly fully believe it in yourself, you're not fully committed to it, and so your growth shows that. Your numbers show that. Then you have brand purpose, right? Where you're posting every single day, or your consistency level, you're being super targeted with the content that you put out. You're being super targeted with the products and services that you have. And so now your brand is flourishing because you understand your brand purpose. The goal is to have brand purpose.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. 21 plus and present in Virginia. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The goal isn't the trends. The goal, that's a tool. Social media is a tool. It's not lifestyle, it's a tool, right? So once we understand the tools, it's going to help us expand the brand purpose and help us super flourish our brand. But until we understand what we're here for, what is our brand purpose, what is our consistency, and understand the tools that is going to get us there, we're going to compare. We're going to look at the vanity metrics. We're going to be like, all right, it's not working. I don't necessarily care about numbers. I care about the people who are watching, right? It could be 2 people that watch. That's all I care about, because I know my brand purpose. And that's all that really matters. So once you understand that, watch the numbers fly.
That's good. That's good, especially the way you broke down those 3 stages of business, because I feel like that'll help people identify where they're at, and it can help them get out of that and really just focus on that purpose part. So how'd you figure out your purpose? You go from doing ET stuff, then, you start helping other people. How did you figure out this is what I'm meant for?
So the people told me what I was meant for. I'm a behind the scenes person, right? So I never really saw myself really doing the social media from a personal brand standpoint. But everybody was like, yo, how did you do this piece of content? Yo, how did you grow this? How did you do that? So I started putting out content that was like, okay, y'all want to know this? Here, right? And then I just literally started being what I wish I had. Meaning, I wish there was one location that would tell me all the tips and tricks and the strategy of how to do it. So I became what I needed, what I wish I had.
Feeling that need.
Right.
Love it.
And then I also understood the market of, everybody's charging, right? Like at a certain point, you're going to okay, come to my mastermind, come to this. And there's no knock on that. I have no problem with that, right? But I was more on y'all just learned that on YouTube. Like, it literally came out yesterday. I saw the update on YouTube. They talked about how to do a podcast list. Okay, you just learned that. Now you're charging for it? Nah, here you go. Let me tell you.
There's no expertise behind that. You're just regurgitating information.
Exactly. So it's more on, I wanted to just because it wasn't about charging for the tools and the resources. It was about charging for the access, right? You can get all this information. You can get all these tools, and I wanted to be that source, right? And once I started doing that, and the people said, yo, give me more. This is actually working, to where I'm realizing, the shares that I was getting to the people, because it's about the quality of people that you get. It's not about the amount of people. Before everybody started buying a blue check, when certain blue checks,
we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about it. When certain blue checks were like, "Yo, I love you," and I'm like, "Yo, I used to watch you as a kid. What are you talking about?" Right? But mind you, this is when I still had like 5K, 10K followers, stuff like that, and the people that were coming in, I was like, "Okay, we're gonna stay right here. We're not gonna go anywhere else. We're just going to continue to over deliver." And it started to blow up because I just kept seeing the quality of people and focus on that more than anything of following and things. And I'm a big relationship person, so I don't mind collabing with certain people. I don't mind helping out certain people. Hey, how did you do this? Yo, jump on the phone with me. Yo, I'm telling so and so about you. I'm telling so and so about you. That's not a problem. So I let the people just direct me of what works, what doesn't. And I've tried multiple things, but now I'm realizing in this season, AI, social media updates. You're not going to see me go too much further outside of that realm because that's where the people need me. Now, when you're in the community, we could talk about podcasting. We could talk about any other things that I want to talk about.
You're not spreading your brand too thin, and you're keeping your trust high in these realms for the people that are, because I look at social media a lot of times, and I kind of want to get into this stuff with you, like the funnel aspect of it, right? Social media is top of funnel.
Absolutely.
Times not. You have those people that rock with you. They're your returning users. They always in the comment section. They know you.
Yeah.
But a lot of times there are people that they're not going to always see your posts.
Right. So
it's like a useful tool to get out there to as many people. So it's not good to put yourself out there in 12 different ways, because I don't trust a barber who tell me they can do my taxes. Like, you my barber, you gonna do my taxes, you can cut my grass. Like, yo, wait a minute, brother.
Doing a little bit
you got too much dip on your chip. Like, whenever you position yourself in these two arenas, people can then get to know you and then learn to trust you in this, and then like, oh, well, it's who I'm thinking of, Neil deGrasse Tyson, right?
Yep.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's an astrophysicist.
Yep.
That's what he made his name in. But they ask this man about just about anything that's intellectual, and they take his word as law because he's built up such a brand as an intellectual in this realm that his opinion is trusted in others. And it's the same concept as what you're sharing.
Yeah, so CJ, who is the right-hand man of Eric Thomas, always taught me, like, we pay more attention and we pay more dollars to people who are specialists. Like, if you have a broken arm and you go to just a generic doctor, cool, you're probably going more for the price or whatever. But if you go for somebody who specifically is to fix your arm, you are going to pay, especially if you are in pain, you're going to pay whatever dollars and you're going to listen to whatever they say. It's the same thing on social media. If you become the specialist of that particular market, that particular niche, they're going to listen to whatever you have to say. It could be a little bit outside of your realm, but they're still going to listen to whatever you have to say, and they're going to pay top dollars because you are particularly that niche. If you are just in the, let's say, fitness world, right, when there is 17 million people that are trying to help you lose weight, right? But if there is a specific trainer that talks to mothers that had just given birth 2 months ago and is trying to lose the belly fat, right? Oh,
you about to
I'm speaking different languages and everything like that towards that,
on the ads.
right? Boom. What do you think they do? Please take this money because I am trying to lose this weight, and because I've tried here, I've tried there, it doesn't work. But you're specifically talking to me. That's why it's so important to understand your audience, because if you understand those key words, right? Like, I understand from I speak to a lot of introverts, right? So I understand, you're overthinking. You don't even like being in front of the camera. You're feeling like this is an extrovert world because you have to always do video, when honestly, it's an introvert world because it's just you and the camera. It's nobody else in the room, right? Now when they're like, oh my God, you're speaking exactly to me, right? So you have to know those key words. And the only way you know how to do that is if you know specifically that one thing that you do and who it's for. Once you get that, you could sell water to a whale with specific words, and they're like, yes, I'm going to buy this water. I'm going to buy it because they said so, and it's going to give me such confidence. And you're like, what? What are you talking about? No, you don't understand. They're like, I really don't.
I need this water.
You need this water. But here's another thing. It's not for them, right? So you're not going to reach everybody. You're only going to reach specific people because you're specifically, if I went all in my New York bag, I'm specifically only talking to New Yorkers. Y'all may not understand it.
You start pulling out some of the lingo, I'll be like,
right. Y'all may not understand it, but the New Yorkers are going to be like, facts with that. Yep. I understand what she's talking about. Bet, right? When you understand the language and the lingo of your audience in the niche that you're in, you have them in the palm of your hand. And it doesn't matter if you have millions of followers. These people in the palm of your hand can literally pay for your mortgage, for your whole lifestyle, for your whole family's lifestyle, and can build your brand into a more global situation. So it's so key to go into like those keywords, those trigger words, and understanding that audience and just figuring out that niche. Like I don't look at it as being boxed in. It's literally, I'm building trust so I can get you inside of my world. You know what? I love sneakers. And I'll get you inside of my sneaker world once you're inside of my community. Outside of that, you just need to see them. That's it. Just need to see them. Once you're inside, Nikki, what's your favorite one? The threes, this, that, and then you'll get to know more about me. But people think, oh, I need to tell them all about me now.
What's poppin', guys? It's JG here from Blowing Smoke. If you're a fan of fun, insightful, and breakthrough conversations, then be sure to check out and subscribe to the Blowing Smoke podcast, a show that covers life experiences and firsthand testimonies from some of the biggest names in your favorite industries, and all that brought to you exclusively by the Revolt Podcast Network, anchored in hip-hop, powered by creators.
No, we don't care about you at all.
That value first.
I always equate it to dating as well. Like social media is just like dating. You don't come off trying to get a girl or a guy and like, hey, when I was 3, I used to pee in the bed. Like, whoa. Like that's TMI. Nobody wants to know that.
but golly, no. But even in that sense, I definitely look at it more as a relationship, especially from a converting standpoint. Because like if you put up content, and let's say you do one value piece of content, they're like, oh, okay. You're like, all right, you want to get married now? What the F? No, hold on. No, I just met you. All right, no doubt, right? Let's go for another date. Add value. Are you ready to get married? No, like know me, know my middle name. Hello, right? So from a sales and converting standpoint, that's how you have to look at it. Like how often do I have to nurture and treat these people to then convert them? But also look at it from a friendship standpoint when you're talking about your audience. If I call you every single day, you're going to get used to it, right? The second I don't call you, you're going to be like,
yeah, hold up. Weird.
You good?
You all right? And you may check them on me. Yo, you good? Yeah, I'm all right. And then the second day I don't call, the third, but then I pop up again. Your momentum for me is a little bit gone. So you look at it in the social media standpoint. I'm showing up every single day, and then I disappear. You're like, yo, you all right? You good? And then if I'm gone for a little bit and I come back, you're looking at other brands. You're looking at other content. You're looking at, so I'm always now, yo, I'm going to be in your face every single day, right? You may not need me every single day, but I'm going to be in your face I'm going to be there every single day, just so you know I'm the reliable friend. I'm the one that you're like, if anything goes wrong, I know Nikki is going to show up and always be here, because I treat social media, the social part, as a friend, because we're building relationships. We not necessarily meet these people ever in real life, but this is a friendship. This is a relationship. So I'm not trying to be inconsistent. I'm not trying to create digital abandonment in your life.
That's good.
Digital abandonment.
I'm telling you, people have abandonment issues.
That's real. Nikki, I want to ask while we're on this topic. Do you suggest people like create customer avatars whenever we start talking about like these keywords for these people? Like, whenever people are coming up with an idea of who their target audience is, we've had that conversation before, like getting into some of the nitty gritties with like where they shop and all these things like that. Do you suggest getting into that type of stuff, or are you more so like in the realm of just taking that real data from the audience that you're interacting with?
No, I mean, so you first off, you do need to know the basic demographics, but you do need to know what keeps them up at night. You do need to know what are they searching for. You do need to know some of the people that they follow. You do need to know a deeper level into that and have that written down, whether in a notebook, iPad, or wherever your way of storing your information is. You do need to know that because it's going to help you when you are talking to them. If I'm creating content, I'm pulling out of my avatar and being like, okay, they searched about this. Let me see what is trending over there that I can pick up and then put it in my own content, right? If I just go generic of like, 24 to 44 and you live in Dallas and you are married, like that doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. It absolutely does nothing. But if I know that you are in need of systems, right? Because you haven't been consistent on social media and you're looking up different scheduling apps and that whole nine. But what do you think I'm going to do? These are three social media. These are three ways to have your social media manager. 1, Later. 2, Buffer. 3, Creator Studio, aka Business Suite. They're like, how did you know? I absolutely needed this. I know. Because I know what you're searching for. I know what bugs you. I know what makes you happy. I know what status you're trying to create. I know how you're needing to save time. All these different, because we have different desires as humans, right? We want to make money. We want to save money. We want to save time. We want to have some type of status, and we want to have some type of acceptance with the community. If I'm covering some of these things in my brand, you're hooked. And I need to know that about my audience. What are their desires? If I don't know their desires, I can't talk to them.
So I guess my question would be like, how do you pull that type of data? How are you doing that? Are you doing surveys? Like, you just talking to them directly through the live and collecting that data? So for me, I'm doing lives, I'm doing surveys, I'm immersing myself as well into my audience, meaning I'm going to events that they're on, right? I'm going to some of their workplaces. I'm going where the audience is and just having conversations with them. Like, you got to go where the people are. Right, whether it's in a digital hangout or whether it's in a physical standpoint, right? So you hear, like, networking is key, and that's true, but that doesn't necessarily only mean in a physical world. That means in a digital world. Are you in these Facebook groups? Are you in these Discord groups? Are you are you paying to go into different communities? I have no problem putting out my credit card and joining 17 different communities just to have a better understanding of who my audience is or my potential audience is. So I'm going in doing all that work to fully understand who they are. I'm not just, okay, I have 200 followers. Let me put up a poll. Let me just look at my analytics. No, let me put up a poll. Oh, no one's answering. And then stop. For one, I haven't even created a safe space for them to feel that they can answer my questions. So I'm going to have to show up consistently asking questions in my captions. I'm going to have to consistently put up different polls, different questions, so they can feel safe that I'm not just asking for my common thing. I'm asking to actually create engagement. So that's one way. But then also, how am I getting them off of social media to then further ask them more questions? How do I get to know if they do have a family? How do I get to know some of their short-term, long-term goals? How do I get to know some of their hobbies and things like that? I got to get them off social media to find out that information. I'm not necessarily going to find that all out on social media. So it's really about what is the work that I'm trying to put in for the audience. But I really believe, for me, it's always been in that immersive kind of interaction, rather than just being like, Sprite or Coke, pick one. Like, what does that really do in life?
It's not helping nothing. Yeah,
right.
Not a damn thing.
Getting you some actionable data. Now, another thing I wanted to ask you, looking at like organic reach versus paid marketing, how important is paid marketing in your strategy of taking people from being followers on social media to people in your own ecosystem and community?
So organic and paid should go together, right? So I look at more of like organic, you are building up your body of work as well as you are making a name in your market. Paid is to keep you number one. Paid is to make sure that people continuously see you. They saw you once with the organic. Now, because we understand how the algorithm's going to be, now they're going to continuously see you with the paid, right? So yes, we can have an amazing organic launch strategy of I have a new event, I have this, I have that, right? And you'll get your core people to purchase it. But you still have a warm audience that they're going to have to consistently see that. Now, you don't want to flood your page all the time with what you want to convert with. So this is where the paid ads are going to do that for you. So where you continuously keep your page just a more of a value situation, and you allow the paid ads to do the converting and always be in front of your face. Like I said, the body of work, the value is in the free, right? And to keep you in front of their face and to keep you number one and top of mind is going to be the paid. So it works out. You need both. You can't not do organic because organic is trash lately. You cannot not do that. And you can't just do paid because it's going to get expensive to get these followers at a point. Because
and then one of the best things, like whenever you're doing organic, you can find out what works. If you get an organic post that goes viral, you run it as an ad, chances are it can do the same thing.
There you go.
And now instead of just throwing money at it, trying to convert, you know that this works already.
There you go.
So I want to kind of pivot and go into like some of the things that's happening right now.
Go ahead.
I want to get your thoughts on the blue checks.
Okay.
How do you feel this is going to impact the social media world? You know, just the subscription.
Elon started some shit.
Yeah, a lot of honestly, Snapchat actually launched before Elon.
What's poppin', guys? It's Jay Jonah here from Blowing Smoke. If you're a fan of fun, insightful, and breakthrough conversations, then be sure to check out and subscribe to the Blowing Smoke podcast, a show that covers life experiences and firsthand testimonies from some of your biggest names in your favorite industries. And it's all brought to you exclusively right here by the Revolt Podcast Network, anchored in hip-hop, powered by creators.
Did it. Snapchat had Snap Plus before.
But I'm saying, like, on Snapchat, do you really need to be verified on Snapchat?
I don't think so. I was just saying that they launched the subscription before Twitter did. But how do you feel like that's going to impact the social media landscape? And just overall, what's your thoughts on it?
So I did a post about this, and it's gotten one of the most engaged situations. So we have to understand the origin of the blue check, right? So the origin of the blue check was Twitter got sued by a person because his reputation got messed up because of a fake account. So the blue check was only meant to say, hey, this is a real account. Of course, culture and society turns into a status symbol, right? So now that it's going back to kind of what it originally is supposed to be, which is the impersonation situation, people are mad because we're status people, right? That's all we really care about. Now, I'm not mad at paying $9.99, $11.99, $14.99 for the simple fact this is a free platform. Eventually, you were going to charge me.
You ran it up a whole lot off of free platform.
Like I'm not mad at it. Two, you have to really look at the benefits that are there, right? It's not just. And people only see that. Those people who aren't knowledgeable of it, they only see, oh, you get a blue check, you're paying for it. No, you're paying, one, for extra protection from your account. Two, extra features, whether it's from Twitter Blue or from Meta Verified. Three, you get customer support. Now, everybody knows that when it comes to Meta anything,
man,
you can't get no type of help.
The bastards still ain't offered it to us yet.
Really?
I got hacked last year, and our Facebook account has been down since. That alone made me pay the $14.99 just so I could talk to somebody about it.
Yep. So you have to look at okay, yes, this is $14.99, but what exactly is it going to offer me, right? I think with Twitter Blue, you were allowed to do longer form videos, right? Where before, I think it was only like 90 seconds or whatever. Now you could do longer. With
people are uploading the whole movies on Twitter.
Yes.
That's
yes.
nuts.
Yes. Now, like I said, it was one of the most engaging posts on my page because people are so mixed and so embedded with this is a status thing. Oh, you're making blue checks not important. It was never supposed to be important.
It was supposed to be
It's a tool. It was, yes, that's all it was supposed to do. You're wanting to feel validated. You are wanting to feel important. You want to feel accepted. That's a you problem. You feel me? Like, oh, I worked so hard. And shout out to those people who paid 20, 30K for a blue check.
That's nuts to me. Because it's like, I mean, everybody heard different things, but like, to my knowledge, all you need to do is be published in press.
Yes.
In a few different markets.
Yes.
And you could be a blue check person. Like, how many college athletes that we've never heard of have blue checks? I know because it's dudes that I went to college with that was on the team for 3 years and they got a blue check.
Yep.
So it's like, making it this big social thing is, like you said, it's more of a you thing, like a personal thing. I think it's a great thing that they're bringing this back as a security measure because I know many people who've been affected by the fake accounts. I can't tell you how many messages I got from people that I know that grew up with. They're like, hey, is this you messaging me about?
I get it all the time.
Talk like that.
Hey, family, would you kindly click this link?
Oh, no. Somebody,
you think I talk like that? You've been on me all this time.
Peace and blessings is the one that they peace and blessings. I was like, I don't never ever sound nothing like that. Nothing.
Not once in my life, but no. Like, this is, I think it's very beneficial. Like, our guy George Pitts, another friend of the show, he lost his account to scammers.
Yeah.
Like, they said that he was impersonating them, and they took his account down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He had
he went to court behind it and everything.
Yeah.
So like something like this is super beneficial to anybody who's actually working on social media, trying to add value, because wherever you try to add value and create good, there's always a scammer lurking in the corner trying to take advantage of people. So I'm glad that they're finally doing this, and I hope they roll it out for influencer pages because BWR need that blue check, baby.
Oh, listen,
David Bella, I can get it, but
Zuck, I need that. Zuck,
run me that.
Hey, y'all want more money? I'm willing to pay. Damn it.
Oh yeah, because I'm tired of all my friends. Hey man, y'all page just follow me, bro. That's not us. It got 3 Z's at the end of the name.
Listen.
Like, come on, son.
And they get really like, they'll change like one or
Slight
two
variations.
things, and it's like, I'll get, yo, Nikki just followed me, and I have to follow them just because they got so excited, and I'm like, no, that wasn't me, but look, I got you now, right? But once you get to a certain stage, like, yeah, the scamming accounts are disgusting. But what I do find very funny is all those people who were in our DMs on some, I could get you verified, or they'll be in the comments.
Yeah,
I could get. It's quiet now. It's quiet.
No job for
I
you.
only had one come into my DMs like, yo, what do you think about the blue check? I could get you this, that. And I was like, did you not hear about Meta Verify? Silence. Didn't say anything afterwards because I'll engage with you.
But you don't have to pay every month now.
Right. I'll engage with you, but no, don't play me. So there, at least those accounts are quiet. The scamming ones are starting to get a little bit quiet now. So in that sense, I think it's a really good idea. I think the more that people get the knowledge of what it does, I think the better. But if you are strictly on the status situation, the blue check means nothing anymore. Now, what I'm hearing is that they're doing these gold checks, doing all these different things, right? Because
gold checks,
it is what it is. But I think right now, if you keep it at an even playing field, and we just create, a presence of value and a presence of entertainment, motivation, education, like, I think it's a good thing. But some people don't know how to add value and don't really know why they are on social media, so that's why they have a problem with it.
That's interesting.
I think a lot of people, they just run with like popular opinions, because I seen us like it was a joke amongst people who already had blue checks, like, oh, y'all paying for blue checks, I ain't gonna pay for mine, I've been having this, I had it for free. It's like,
oh wait, yeah, well, in Twitter they're going to actually get rid of the blue checks for people who don't pay Twitter Blue.
Really?
Yeah.
So Instagram's not gonna do that?
Not yet.
Like
so no, you have to.
He ain't about to pay that. Bye.
So no, you have to pay attention that whatever Elon does, shortly after, everybody else comes
it's
about.
It's funny how that works. As you say that, I never paid attention to it, because whenever he does it, it's unpopular.
Oh, absolutely.
But after that initial wave, and now,
but it's not just.
I can hop in.
Yeah,
too.
it's not just Elon. It's Meta is very slow at things, and they steal everything.
They stole the fuck out of stories from Snapchat.
They steal everything, or you borrow whatever you want to call it.
If you can't beat them, copy them.
No, that's a fact.
Zuck literally said that. That's wild.
That's a fact. So they're going, because if we think about Twitter Blue, remember when Twitter Blue first came out, everybody bought it. That wasn't like, because there was no ID scan or anything like that. So there were fake accounts with blue checks that was pretending to be LeBron James, pretending to be
Eli Lilly.
Yeah.
Eli Lilly lost a lot of money behind that.
Absolutely.
It's funny because the thing you said earlier, the reason why the blue check came about, and then once Twitter Blue came, you faced with the same situation.
Right, but Elon was in a phase of, how do I make more revenue for Twitter? Right, and so it did, but he didn't really think it through. So now Meta looked at that like, I see where you went wrong. I'm gonna let Elon or whoever other platform, I'm gonna let them do it first. I'm gonna see their mistakes, and now, okay, we're going to charge this. We're gonna actually charge it more, but also you need to scan your ID. I need to make sure this is you. And so now they're doing different things differently than Twitter Blue, because they saw their mistakes. That's all Meta does. I'll stand back. I see what your feature is. I see what you'll do, and I'll try to make it better.
They don't. I see you got some hype bubbling up over there. Let me just go ahead and get that.
The only person that they really can't fuck with is TikTok, dog. And that's what I want to
but the ban situation, I don't think they really need to.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's what I want to go into.
So yeah,
what you thinking about that? Do you think the government is actually going to ban TikTok?
I don't know if they are. I think it's, at this point, I think it's lame for me, because it's just, I get it, like, okay, China has all.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Biggs here from the Biggs vs. Biggs podcast. If you're a fan of sports podcasts, then be sure to check out and subscribe to Biggs vs. Biggs, a show that covers upcoming fights, fight reviews, and interviews with some of boxing's brightest stars. And it's brought to you exclusively by Revolt Podcast Network, anchored in hip-hop, powered by creators.
All our information. Who doesn't have all our information at this point?
We got all their information.
Right, like, so.
What I did find was interesting, and I didn't verify it, but they did say that, like, Facebook and Instagram is banned over there in China.
Is it?
And I can look it up right now.
I'll
verify
I'm not
that.
aware of that either, but I don't, like, to me, I see the whole argument, like TikTok, the version they give us is different than the version they give themselves. They're harvesting data, but from a purely social, organic reach standpoint, what TikTok can do for brands is amazing.
Oh, it is, but at the same time, I don't necessarily blame TikTok. I blame the U.S. version of TikTok, because even the person who did TikTok, he did an interview. He's like, yo, how does your kids deal with TikTok? Oh, no. Our kids are not. Our kids are not on that. Like, they're not allowed until a certain age. Now, the U.S. is just more lenient to it, and so now they're trying to fix things. That's how I look at it. If they ban it, they ban it. I don't necessarily put too much power towards any social media channel, because the whole focus is to build in, to build out. So you're supposed to build your audience on these free platforms or blue check platforms, whatever, to build off of it. If you are so mad, or, oh my God, TikTok's about to get banned, and a lot of creators are like that right now. There's people who've had built over 500K followers and up that are panicking because TikTok is in this whole, oh my God, we're about to get banned. But are you cross promoting?
Are you getting those people off that platform?
Yes, because if it doesn't get banned, praise God, you can continue to do what you're doing. But if it does get banned, now Vine died.
That is facts.
Died. Okay.
Vine was like the hottest thing ever for like a year and a half.
Died, and there were influencers that were making a lot of bank.
Supercent.
And
Supercent is probably the most successful from Vine that I remember.
And so if they didn't understand how to cross promote and get them off, they were hurting for a while, right? And then they understood, okay, I need to build Instagram, I need to do this. But what creators need to do instantly, build in to build out, even if it is a platform that's paying very well. We're seeing it with Instagram. Instagram is not paying Reels bonuses no more. They continuously, if we're not paying attention to the patterns, they're continuously taking away different monetization features. We were able to monetize long form videos with IGTV, right? They took that away in order to focus on Reels. Now Reels got super popular and people were making bank. They're taking that away. There's not like, we're putting too much, and we complain about it. Oh my God, why would they're taking, are you creating outside? Do we have a community outside? Are we selling merch outside? Do we have our own Patreon? Do we have our own paywall situation to where our true community is always connected? But because, I spent so many hours on this platform, that's my audience. No, 10% of that is your real audience. And you need to take care of that. But that's how I look at this TikTok ban. I ain't press of it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I've always concentrated on how am I building outside of it? How am I making sure I leave an imprint in people's heads of like, yo, that's Nicky's content. Yo, okay, if this goes away, where's her other platforms? I need to go follow them. And then eventually I need to be in her community. So yeah, I'm not press off of it. Do I think it's going to happen? The way that it sounds, it's possible, but it's scary because even I'm hearing stuff like if they catch you on a VPN, they're going to fine you a ridiculous.
Like kicking your door type shit.
You could get a massive.
Treat it as like a national security threat.
So remember how they treated Napster?
No, I remember Napster. Like whenever Napster was the one that ended up getting criminalized, like LimeWire and all that.
But they were kicking down on certain people's doors if they knew you were downloading illegal stuff.
Piracy. Laws.
They was kicking in the door.
Yeah, they were
you don't
doing
remember
that.
that shit with DJ Drama? That's why DJ Drama went to jail. Like his whole
whenever
thing.
we was talking with Don Ken
he had
that?
like the mixtapes and everything. It was because of like piracy laws, and they were saying that he was like, getting the music illegally and shit like that.
Wow. Damn.
So it could that's the only thing that like worries me, because I'm like, okay,
it's also a few other things that they're passing in that bill. It's like they're stating that it's TikTok, but they're going to be able to track all social media.
Right.
Like they're going to be able to track all your shit. And it's kind of like with the Patriot Act that happened after 9/11 with like the Homeland Security and all of that bullshit. Like they're going to be able to track so much more shit if this bill does pass.
Yeah. I'm going back to
I got the answer on the
what you got?
In July 2009,
right?
Beijing banned Facebook and TikTok.
Instagram? They've been banned since 2009?
Yeah.
Wow. So almost a little over a decade that's been out. Well, damn near 15 years now.
That's crazy. And the source was Investopedia.
We have to remember, not everybody likes US. We're just short. We have short people syndrome. Like we think we are the biggest and baddest and everything. Like right. But like there's a whole world, and not everybody likes us, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was about to say that's okay.
That's perfectly fine.
Bricks.
Hell yeah. But yeah, what you were going with?
Damn. It was related to this TikTok shit. No, this is just a channel. Like all, what you were saying, in that all of these different things, they're just a channel at the end of the day, and it's a great channel for organic reach. But if they take it away, that shouldn't be the end all be all of your brand. We weren't even on TikTok until like beginning of last year, and it was just like seeing it is like, yeah, I see the benefits here, but if you take this away, it's not like it's going to take my brand away. It's not going to take away what we're doing here, because like you said at the beginning, it's always about that community. Like, what are you actually providing to these people? Because trust, if you giving them something worth having, they're going to find you.
Absolutely.
If that platform go away, they looking for that name somewhere. They're going to type it in on Google. They're going to type it in on every other platform because they're looking for you.
And we have to remember that people are on multiple platforms. Like, there's not people who are just on TikTok. Like, we may not be super active, but we're on majority of the social media platforms, right? So if one goes away, we're just shifting. That's all we're going to do. We're going to find you. Damn, my top, and this is why it's always important to stay top of mind. Yo, what were my top people that I always followed? Let me go follow them first. And then when they eventually see the other people that they followed that's on their platform too, cool, I'm going to follow them. But it's just a shifting situation. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, I promise you I'm not pressed. I'm not pressed.
Okay. Another thing that I kind of want to get into is the actual business side of it, right?
Yep.
Like, whenever people hear content, they think, oh, I got to have a team. I need someone that's posting this. I got to get someone to edit it. How do you simplify content creation for people?
Content creation is a reflection of you, right? So it has to start with you. And meaning, I don't believe in instantly giving away your brand as far as to a social media manager, to a content creator, or anything like that off top, because you don't even know what the vision is. So I'm not saying create content and create the brand for multiple months or anything like that. Get in a pattern where you did it yourself in the beginning and then delegate, right? Some of us are not naturally creative. That's okay, because now we have certain tools that'll make us look fire, right? So like, I love CapCut. I swear they need.
That was one of the tools you put me on.
I swear to God, they need to pay me.
I was using InShot, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! This CapCut pressure."
Listen, CapCut has so many different templates to create short form content. It's super easy now. Like, you don't even need to think. You just need to have video and pictures. I like this template. Here we go. Boom. And then it's created for you, right? You could do it from that simple standpoint, or you can do it from an editing of, like, I get different transitions, I get the stop motion, that whole night. It does everything for you. So I love CapCut. There's things like that. There's things like InShot. There's things like Photo Leap that can now, anything that you type, it can actually turn into an AI image right from your phone, right?
Like that DALL-E shit.
With, so like DALL-E and Midjourney, I'm gonna get into the AI stuff, but not Midjourney. See, now you got me into AI. Photo Leap can do that while adding some text, adding some filters, that whole nine. You can, if you need a social media manager, you have a Business Suite if you're working on Instagram and Facebook. You have Later, you have Buffer, you have Sprout Social. So those could be your social media managers. So there's different tools, especially from a budget standpoint, but especially just you getting in a system-wise, because it's not about having people, it's about having a system, right? And then with AI happening, it's not about, can I have a whole media team? It's really, how do I create a workflow that allows my idea to now go out there, right? So where we talk about CapCut, but from an AI standpoint, I can go into Get Munch. I can go into Video AI, which is VIDYO. I can get into Flicky, these are all websites that I take long form videos. You could take your podcast and it chops it up into the short form videos. So
how is Munch? I've heard of, we've actually used Video AI.
Yeah.
I hate the word Munch because of Ice Spice, dog.
Don't be a hater, man.
It's not that I hate it. It's just like, I think of the song every time I hear it.
I do too. Don't worry about it. I do too. It's okay.
You thought I was feeling you, say? You thought I was feeling you?
I feel like Joe Budden right now.
No, but those are very helpful tools to definitely get your So those long form content. I didn't want to stop you because you're in your bag.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, but I ask after.
No, you got. So yes, it's long form videos to what? Well, Flicky, I'll get into that, but video AI and Get Munch literally takes your podcast and will chop it up into like 10 to 15 different short form videos. Now they can go vertical, they could go square, they can stay horizontal, but with Get Munch, it goes through based off the keywords. Right? So whatever is trending on YouTube, it'll show you the competition and it'll clip it from that particular point. Yes. And you can edit it still from a timeline standpoint of, I didn't necessarily like this part. I felt like you missed it. You could expand it, shorten it, however you want to go to. And they also have the closed captions. They have now a new style to where you can have the captions right on it that makes it look like Alex Hormozy's kind of vibe. And so they now have that. Flicky, now you can take a tweet or a text and it can turn it into a video. It can find the right videos and things like that. Yeah, so
these AI tools getting crazy.
So that's from a video standpoint. Midjourney is going to always be my favorite one from a graphic standpoint. You literally say frog in a cup and it creates this HD kind of vibe, frog in a cup, and people are using it for thumbnails, people are using it for flyers, people are using it for merch, people are using it for multiple things, because if you know how to describe anything, you can create stuff. So if you wanted to create a new hat, give me a hat with with fire on it and things like that, it's going to make that, right? From of course ChatGPT is like the GOAT of everything right now, because not
and it
only
just went mobile.
Really? They got a mobile app now?
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you can get your content plan. If you literally say, act as a content strategist, this is my niche, this is my audience, and I need to create a content plan for Instagram, it's going to tell you exactly what to do. And not necessarily exactly what to do, but it gives you a really strong foundation. Then you take those ideas, hey, give me a 30-second video script in my tone, right? So you describe your tone. I'm funny, informative, New York kind of swag, boom, boom, and it'll create a video script for that. Okay, now take that, turn it into a tweet thread. Boom, I'm gonna do that. Hey, I need to also create a newsletter. Boom, I can do that all in a matter of probably less than 5 minutes.
Crazy.
So this is what I'm saying is, the team is important, but the system is more important.
We got a lot more tools now than we did earlier.
So eventually you could reduce the team
overhead,
right, into having certain key players who truly understand how to work at those things. Because like from a video editor standpoint, I'm gonna still need that style, right? Because it's going to only pick right. But this could save time from where they normally have to look through the whole video to where now they have certain key points.
That's some hot spots.
Right. That now I can go focus on more time. I can produce even more or in a faster time rate because I'm not spending all the time going through it. From a creating the video, you don't have to necessarily think of new ideas. You could say, hey, give me 10 content ideas based off my niche and based off my audience. Boom. And then give me a script. Cool. I go on the camera right now. Blah, 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 blah. I'm done. Right? So it is with AI now, it is about the system that I'm creating. If I don't even necessarily like to, I don't want to be on video or anything like that, I could clone my voice on 11 Labs. So y'all probably yeah. You could clone your voice. You give them a
time out on that one.
Yeah, man. She just said I can clone my voice.
So you have you seen that post about Jay-Z and the AI rap? Right. So they're cloning people's voices. So it's not just from a celebrity standpoint. You can clone your voice, right? So here's the thing.
Does
right?
it sound like robotic? Like
have you heard them songs?
No. There's some that do. So there's some programs that do have that. Hi, I'm Nikki, and let me tell you 3 content tips. Yeah, no, there are some like that, but 11 Labs is actually one of the best ones that it can clone your voice, and if you put like light music underneath it, you would never even know.
Really?
I promise you wouldn't even know.
That's crazy.
Now here's the thing: you go to you type in whatever you want to type, clone your voice, right? You get a picture of yourself and you go into, I think is DID, right? DID AI. And you can take that picture, turn it into a video based off the audio that you did.
Do a deep fake on me? My face in the talking?
You can. So I saw this guy who took his picture, put it in Midjourney, said create a Disney Pixar character of me. Got the picture, it looked amazing. Put it in that DID software, and now he has content
of
a whole cartoon with his voice.
That's a process that prior to this type of software would cost you upwards of $1,000 likely.
Facts, easy.
Yep.
To get that animated.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like the level of I have to always create content. No, I just need to have a system and know how to do it. And with people being acceptive of AI content, it relieves some of the pressure that I have to create all the time, that I have to be the one doing it. No, I can get AI to help me to do this while I'm now only maybe creating 1 time a week, where I have pictures, I have tweets, I have all these other things to be able to stay consistent on the rest of those other days. So I was saying, like, if you're not getting into AI from a content creation standpoint, you're actually like taking the long road for your brand.
That's crazy. I gotta play this song for you now, man.
Oh yeah, it's fire.
This is him on Frank Ocean.
I'm gonna say that's just Frank Ocean singing right here.
No, that's Kanye.
Kanye West.
And this is the clone voice. That's wild. This Kanye still singing Justin Bieber? That's nuts. This is ridiculous.
But that's why some people are very scared that, their jobs are going to be taken away, right? From producers. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily from artists, but from copywriters and things like that. Content creators.
Definitely.
Right.
But I feel like if you use it as an enhancement, though, once again, it should just cut your time to work in half.
Because it's supposed to be, it's supposed to create the foundation. It's not supposed to be the replacement. But I do believe if you get in a place to where you are able to push the buttons, you're never going to be able to be replaced. We think about it from what happened with factory workers, right? A lot of people got laid off, but it was the people who knew how to press the buttons that stayed. So AI is now the new buttons we have to know how to press. That's all it really is. So yeah, I can, if I'm a copywriter, if I'm a graphic designer and everything like that, I could be in trouble if I stay at a certain mediocre level, right? Maybe those little Fiverr situations, those Upwork situations that I was doing before, I can't necessarily do. But now, if I understood how to elevate it with AI, I'm going to be irreplaceable. So it's about how do I take AI to, 1, give me back my time, 2, to make me irreplaceable.
Some good stuff.
That's good.
I do look at AI that way too. Like, it's an enhancer, not like a replacement. I think that iRobot, AI taking over the world type thing, I think that's a negative frame of thinking that'll keep too many people out of actually taking advantage of using it for what it can be used for. It's like these tools, like video AI, saved me so much time whenever I first heard of it. It's like I would spend an hour and a half just watching the episode.
Yep.
Now I gotta clip it up, chop it up. It's like,
make it look good.
I get this done in half that time, and I got twice as many clips. That's just by implementing one system. You can do this across. You gave us what, like probably like 9 or 10 different things
Probably
you
more
can
than
use just in your business. And now is the time. It's the creator economy. Like the nature of consumers have changed. We don't buy based on commercials we see on TV anymore. We buy based on what we see on social media.
Yes.
We buy on the
what's that?
people
And,
that we trust.
and real people. That's
people
the thing.
that we trust.
It's real people. That's why influencers, and some people don't necessarily like that word, but influencers is really where people need to be within their market, because of that. We're not buying from ads anymore, right? We're buying from what our favorite brand, our favorite personal brand is doing. What are they wearing? What are they using? What is, like, I'm about to get a puppy, and I'm looking at some of my favorite people and like, okay, what do you use? All right, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna get that. Right? So we have to, one, realize that we are all influencers, point blank period. There's levels to it, right? But if we take our personal brand serious, if I take our brand serious, then we could be able to sell anything, and brands pay us for that, right? Like, once they see what kind of audience we have, and you can have about 5,000 followers, you can have 1,000 followers. If it's specific people,
and you can still get paid.
you can still get crazy amount of money, because I know, one, your engagement is crazy. Two, this is specifically who our target audience is. So the influencer game is really, really powerful. Hence why the kids I want to be a TikTok, I want to be a YouTuber, because they're seeing so many people that they love make so much money off of just showing up and saying, or tweeting, yo, this just came out. Pew! I'm buying it, right? So how do we become influencers within our own market, within our own niche, even within our own company? We still have 9 to 5 people, right? 9 to 5 people can be their own influencers if they took it serious.
That's good.
This has been a fire.
Yeah, amazing episode.
On bars with game. And we definitely got to do this again.
Come on.
Because, we didn't even get to talk about AI as much as I'm mad I'll be kind of sick. Kept that in the second half. But we're going to get into some of our last questions that we always ask. So, my question I'd like to ask is, what are you doing to secure your wealth?
Creating a digital legacy. So for me, my content is going to outlast me. And so what am I doing in these pieces of content, whether it is affiliate marketing, whether it is my own products, my own services, that when I'm not able to do anything, it's forever making me money, right? How am I really taking advantage of the creator economy when I'm sick, when I have to go somewhere, right? So my digital legacy with my content is what I'm doing to secure that.
Like that.
That's good. We goody? Okay. So some of my last questions is, first one, are you frugal or are you a flexer?
So I'm frugal in public and a flexer in private.
Okay.
So
I ain't never got that one yet.
What's your
explain that one
what's a
to me.
private flex? Like,
So there's let's say there's certain things that I have in the crib that no one, like my closest people will know I have, but like the public will never see. Like, I'm not one of those, I don't need social media validation for some of the things, but I'm a New Yorker. Okay. So there's certain, and I'm an only child. So there's certain things, yep, I bought that. Sure did. And I'll be proud of that. Those are my little milestone situations. But in public, I there's certain things, like I still got my Honda, and I'll drive my Honda all day, and I have no problem. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not buying anything different, right? I'll rock what I want to rock, and I'm not here to impress nobody. But there's certain things back at home. Oh no, I got it.
Give you a different quality.
I got it.
Quality of life.
I got it. Yeah.
I like that though, like, because it's not about, I think a lot of times we think of flexing, it's about that validation piece of it. But if it's only validating yourself.
Yes.
This is like, hey, I did this. This remind me I hit this goal.
Mm-hmm.
I treated myself in this way.
Mm-hmm.
That's a better way of thinking about it than flexing because I want people to see me.
Keep up with the
I
Joneses.
want people to know that I got it. It's like, I know dudes that they'll spend they last to look like they got it. It's like, that's
whole time
dumb flexing.
No,
It's like,
I let my work flex for me.
I love it.
I like that. So my last question is, do you have life insurance?
We were just talking about that. So great thing is because of the Navy, I do, but do I want to get more is where I'm at with it, right? So I have to get better in educating myself with that because they're between, once again, I'm an only child, so my mother does cover me in that. And then the Navy has me in a certain coverage as well. But I want to learn a little bit more as far as how to get full coverage from, just better understanding of it.
Okay. So, that's
Glad
something
you
we
got it.
always
Yeah.
put.
We always
in our
like to
guest
ask
mind.
because we get surprised sometimes with like people not having life insurance. I'm like, well, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like it's not a comfortable conversation. I don't think anybody ever is like, oh yeah, man, life insurance. Yeah, we all need that. But it's like it's important, especially in our community because we from the South, like. Fish fry dinners, going around raising money to make sure that you can put somebody in the ground.
Cowboy sale.
We gotta get past that as a community. Like,
I think it's at least have enough to where no one has to worry about the funeral situations and that part, right? That's always been like my basis. Like if anything was to happen, cool. But now when I think about like anything extra after that, I don't know because I don't necessarily like talking about death. My mom been trying to get me to sign certain papers for her stuff, and I'm like, we're not talking about this because the second that I talk about it, I feel like you'll be able to go. And I don't want you to go, right?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do it.
No, I'm starting to work on it a little bit more. It's a process for me. All right, it's
I understand. It's not easy. This isn't easy.
Yeah, it's a process, but I think for most people to at least let that be the goal. To like have that foundation done and then further educate yourself to cover more and things like that, then so for me, yes, I do to cover that basis. But yeah.
That's good. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Nikki. Appreciate you for coming out, blessing us with your presence. Yeah, this has been amazing. Just let the people know where can they follow you, keep up with you if they want to join your community, anything like that.
So very simple. This is Nikki's everywhere. NICKY, people, please. NICKY.
Where they be trying to hit you in the eye?
Oh, they hit me with the NIKKI, NICKI. It's the weirdest thing. I'm NICKY with an S at the end. Of course, I got a podcast, Nikki and Moose podcast, where thank you, where we go over some of your favorite celebrities and influencers, and we break it down how they built their brands and their business, and how does it work for the regular smuggler? What can we learn from it? Because people will talk about their accolades and all that. I'm like, what can I learn from Jay-Z and Rock Nation, and how can I make my own version of Rock Nation? How did he build his brand and things like that? So that's Nikki and Moose. And then if you want to truly build your social media presence through content, Deeper Than the Brand. So deeperthanthebrand.com, the #1 content branding community. We have everything from learning how to shoot with your phone to how to build a community, how to monetize. Everything is in there. So deeperthanthebrand.com.
Hey, y'all heard it. Go check that out. Deeper Than the Brand. Make sure y'all follow her. Tap into the pod.
I'm telling you, man. If y'all don't follow on social media,
you played yourself.
You're playing yourself, bro. I'm telling you. So much game. Nikki, thank you again.
Thank you for the invite, for real.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, y'all, before we get up out of here, y'all know we got a few little house cleaning items. That 5-star rating and review is obviously a requirement. If you didn't listen all the way to the end. You've been listening for some years now.
You ain't leave us a review already. You really hate us.
Leave it again, actually. Why not? Just leave it again.
You really hate us.
And don't forget,
and we love you.
There's Spotify that you have to leave a rating. There's Apple Podcasts that you actually have to write it out and leave a rating. There's Pod Chasers that you could leave comments and everything like that. So, yeah, there's multiple places and they need all of it.
Show that love. We need to get this message out to most people.
I got you. Listen.
Fuck with you.
Listen.
Wherever you listening, if you see a little thumbs up or whatever, do that. We need it. She got to be hyped. So
Get it to more people. No, but it's true. I appreciate that, Nikki. We just want to continue to get this message out there to people. What we're about is uplifting the community through information and sharing the stories of dope people that have built amazing businesses and are doing great work in the community. So, like, that's what we're here for. We're going to continue to do that mission. And you got anything for
me? I ain't got nothing else, my brother.
Y'all maybe on the lookout for a pop-up. Stay tuned. More details coming soon.
Make sure y'all go to bwr.media. You can join our email list. That way, you just get set up for everything.
Yes, sir. Well, on that note, until the next time, this is Black Wealth Renaissance signing out.
Peace.
McDonald's has entered a Minecraft movie universe, and Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar just spawned as new collectibles in the overworld. Now for a limited time, you can get one of 6 McDonald's collectibles when you order a Minecraft movie meal. With your choice of Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets with spicy nether flame sauce. Available now in a biome near you. Oh, and at your local McDonald's.
I participate in McDonald's for a limited time. A Minecraft movie only in theaters.